And we are underway from Breaker Bay. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Devin Doback along with you here on Breakers TV. There's Don Carter Jr. with an early dump in. He's got his first touch wearing the opposite uniform. Kicked in by Kim Miettinen. 3 assists for him in the win over the Monroe Moccasins last night as we get a quick whistle and a face-off. Apologies that the live went down for a moment there. We had our Ethernet cord get jiggled a little bit, but we should be all set now. Appreciate everybody joining us back here on the feed. We're going to try and get the link back out to our viewers. As the puck is dropped once again, here comes Kim Miettinen, locked up by Carter Thornton. Apologies, trying to get our feed going for you again. Is now here's Don Heaven-Veyu back the other way, quickly sending it over to Brandon Lucchese. Lucchese down below the end line, approaching the 19-minute mark here in period number 1. Blake Keller, the former Breaker, will dump it ahead. Be received by Flanagan, on over to Lucchese. Ricocheting around in front, held by Ciolik, scored his first goal in over a year last night, his first since one against the Dashers Hockey Club last season. And a critical goal to help the Zydeco dethrone Goliath. Now the other way, take a look for Carter Thornton, in all alone on a breakaway. Thornton to his backhand, big save by Bailey Stevens. Thornton dropping it back from Mullins, his quick shot tipped in front by Fischer. They stuff it home off the crossbar, they say no goal. Leonard can't believe it. They might have to take a look at that one. Some good contact from Fischer down low. So we play on for the moment. Garrett Johnson for the Zydeco, that is, with a thundering check into Darius Davidson down in the corner. Held by Christo, sent across, looking for Spinelli, cut off, and now here comes the captain Larwood in deep. Christo intercepts, darts behind his own goal, gives off to Christo, or rather Davidson. Davidson will dump it in ahead. Snapped by Nick Katola to the tape of Dmitry Kuznetsov, the former Mississippi Seawolf. Kuznetsov was there in 23-24, 5 goals, 16 assists in his 44 games. At the blue line, here's Kuznetsov on for Morissette. Morissette, 2 goals last night in the win over the Zydeco. The other way, here's Ross Bartlett, 2-on-1 developing. Bartlett back across, looking for Heitzner, and the pass skipped over his stick. Heitzner back down low, looking for Bartlett. On his backhand, shielding the puck, Don Carter runs him into the wall. One-timer by Powell. Goes in off the half wall, back up to the point. Flanagan shoots it into the far corner. Bartlett and Don Carter collide once again over on the far half wall. Bartlett quickly over to Heitzner, who redirects it in on Stevens, and he'll cover for a whistle and a face-off with 16:53 to go. If you're just joining us once again, happy to have you back with us. Zydeco and the Breakers going at it in their 7th meeting of the season. Appreciate everybody tuning back into our feed after a last-minute technical difficulty during the national anthem, as now it looks like Ross Bartlett is headed in the direction of the penalty box. Maybe Charlie Penn's electing to challenge the Fabian Leonard goal out in front, and they are going to go in between the glass. So we will take a quick break to step aside for that review and be back, try and get our stream up to everybody else here on Breakers TV.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan D'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, D'Iberville.
And we welcome you back. Sarah Carmen, our off-ice official, down taking a peek at the Fabian Leonard goal. You see she's got the iPad going with our new replay review system, trying to see if the Breakers were able to get an early lead. Fabian Leonard has not scored since January 15th, or excuse me, since December 5th in his season debut against the Topeka Scarecrows. Just one goal for him on the campaign this season. In his career, he is currently sitting at 9, so trying to get that lucky number 10 right here. 16:53 to go, still no score for the moment. Both teams waiting patiently outside the penalty glass. We already took you through our out-of-town scoreboard in our pregame. But Binghamton leads 2-0 over Indiana in the second. Columbus still up 1-0 on PD in the first. And Danbury and Watertown tied at 1 in the first as well. Trey Fischer, Scott Chirac down by the glass trying to see exactly what's going on. That's actually the captain, Tyler Larwood, excuse me. Referees taking their time, looking over the feed, trying to see if they can determine if Biloxi scored there. Leonard certainly thought he did so, and when you're typically that proximate, you tend to have a good idea, but we shall see what the officials indicate. Here comes our decision as they hand off the iPad, and no goal. So that should result in a minor penalty for delay of game. Fischer and Larwood receiving the official explanation from the referees in charge. Tonight's referees are Corey Fossa and Cam Campbell, the linesmen Jonathan DeSalle and Gary Glassman. Fischer will head back to the bench, see if someone's going to have to go serve a penalty or not here. And it looks like Ross Bartlett will do just that. So the Breakers head to their first Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. As we're back underway here at the Bay. Quick opportunity, shorthanded. Thornton in all alone, stuffs it on goal. Thought he had one, but Bailey Stevens able to make the save. Just 9 seconds off the ensuing draw. Carter Thornton, who had a shorthanded goal last night, moving in and almost was able to pot another. He's got the only 2 shorthanded goals in franchise history. His last one came on November 28th against the Baton Rouge Zydeco before last night. So he's already had some success in that department. The Baton Rouge power play is a league worst, 10.5%. They've scored the least power play goals by a lot, just 16. They're the only team with less than 22 in the FPHL. Connor Mullins will shoot it in. Chased by Carter Thornton. Back the other way. Held on to by Tyler Larwood. Fans beginning to taunt at Bailey Stevens early on. Dmitry Kuznetsov to the top of the key. Sends it across, closing in. Quick snap pass to the near side from Larwood for Katola. Gets through Lucchese. 2-on-3 the other way with Thornton. He'll just shoot one in on Stevens, who makes an easy save. Shots are 6-0 Biloxi early on in the contest. Shots on goal were an issue in the final 40 minutes for the Breakers last night. Already with some positive signs early on. Out at the point. Curtis Hansen lets it fly. Save made by Anton Borodkin, and he'll hold for a whistle and a face-off. Breakers surrendered a shorthanded and a power play goal last night. As clean win for the Zydeco. Miettinen on over to the far side for Keller. Top of the key, Miettinen shoots one. Blocker save. Keller the rebound, shoots and scores. Blake Keller with a bullet from the far hash, able to beat Borodkin over the glove side. And it's 1-0 Baton Rouge on the power play. So the Breakers thought they struck first. And then after the delay of game penalty, ultimately on the power play, Blake Keller against his former team with a rocket. And it's 1-0 Zydeco. AJ Schlepp and Matthew Bazarin out on the wing for this next shift. Are we going to get this heavyweight tilt? For now, we're going to play hockey. Flanagan up ahead to Bartlett, up across to Kyle Heitzner. Heitzner drops to Bartlett, far circle. Bartlett will sweep it back down low. AJ Schlepp pinching below the end line. Hit by Steve Ford. Or rather, Heath Ford, excuse me. Far side, Alexanian. Number 2 in points coming into the weekend for Baton Rouge with 21. Drop pass from Matyarov. For Ford, comes back down, and now we have a fight. It looks like Matthew Bazarin pounding Schlepp while he's on the ground. Referees letting him go for a moment. That was an ugly-looking fight that just transpired out of nowhere. Bazarin and Schlepp have bad blood, and I'm not sure how that all began, but Bartlett getting locked up behind the play with Chris Ciolik, and now Bazarin and Schlepp still struggling to be separated as the officials are in there. You see that shot down on the glass. Some words being exchanged, still grabbing at each other through the officials. Both benches banging on the boards to show some appreciation as now finally they get untangled, and we'll see what comes out of this. Did not see how that all began, but with those two on the ice, they are a ticking time bomb. And it looked like Bazarin certainly was the aggressor there, delivered a flurry of punches while AJ was on the ground. And both competitors are going to head right to the locker room, which likely means either a 5 and a 10 or a game misconduct. But Schlepp just took a lot of shots on the ground. The referee did not jump in. Bazarin still jawing with some Breakers fans, as we have some interesting cleaning up to do here. The referees, I believe, giving Sarah Carmen some word on exactly what's going on. So Larwood and Fisher awaiting to see the official ruling. AJ Schlepp with the league leading 216 penalty minutes, at least added another 15 more there. That was not a good looking fight for AJ Schlepp. I'm not sure he had a chance to square up or if it just transpired off the wall, but those two were going at it in pregame as they have in games past, and certainly thought we would have got it off the jump, but we did not, and we'll see how the benches elect to respond. Both the 6'8" and 6'7" enforcer likely done for the evening. See if we have anything on our official stats. For the moment, just the Bartlett penalty, the only thing posted. Want to go back and watch exactly what happened there, because it just kind of seemed like it emerged out of nothing. Zydeco with an early 1-0 lead, but the Breakers lead in shots 6-2. Officials giving an explanation to both serving captains in Fisher and Larwood. I'm trying to go back to the video so I can see exactly what happened there, because it certainly felt like it came out of nothing. Bazarin delivering 4 or 5 punches while Schlepp was on the ground. Our video didn't get a great shot of it, with the fans standing up trying to get into it on the glass, but for the moment it's a 2-minute penalty assessed to Bazarin, likely for the aggressor. So the Breakers are going to head to their first walk-ons power play of the evening. Our Republic Finance first period underway already with some fireworks. Zydeco, Blake Keller strikes first in his homecoming, and then A.J. Schlepp and Matthew Bazarin with a hoedown in the corner. Will the benches respond after that? But with both competitors out of the game, it might just be old news and we might get back to hockey. Time will only tell. Not sure if they cashed in a media timeout there as well, or if they were just sorting out the penalties. At exactly the 15-minute mark, we don't have much of an idea, as looks like they're still looking for a member of the Zydeco to go serve the Bazarin penalty. See if the FPHL live stats have updated. It was a misconduct for Schlepp and a aggressor for Bazarin. So Schlepp will be back, but Bazarin will not as it stands now. But with exactly 15 penalty minutes for Schlepp and 15 on the clock, he'll be eligible to come back in the second. Bazarin done for the night. Here's Declan Flanagan behind his own goal. Gets it over to Ross Bartlett. Over the blue line, Bartlett on off to Heitzner. Flanagan, Pikarczyk through the circle, shoots. Rebound to Heitzner, and he'll slow it back down to the point. Flanagan, turn and pass to Ross Bartlett outside the near circle. Bartlett holding on to the puck. Up to Flanagan, snapped across. Heitzner's drive. Save made by Stevens. Now back in the skates. Heitzner down low to Davidson. Back to Heitzner outside the circle. He finds Davidson. Swing and a miss on the pass. Now back up to Heitzner. On to Flanagan. Flanagan lets it go. The rebound still free. Down low. Davidson stuffing it. Off the feed from Pikarczyk, and Bailey Stevens stands strong. As now we have another collision. And what is going to come out of this? A member of the Zydeco is down. And did the Breakers blow their power play? Darius Davidson headed to the box. He cleaned out Heath Ford. Christy Ladner, the trainer for the Breakers, being escorted onto the ice by Carter Thornton as Ford is slow to his feet. Tensions boiling here early on. And you certainly hope Ford's okay, but for the moment, we're going to have a media timeout, so we will take it. Breakers trail by a goal. We'll be back in a moment right here on Breakers TV.
When you think Nissan, think Matt Bowers Nissan D'Iberville, where every new Nissan comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty included. And to keep your new Nissan running well, there's never an appointment needed for express service in our service department. Just stop by for routine maintenance like oil changes, brakes, tires, and batteries. Matt Bowers Nissan is proud to call the coast our home and is proud to sponsor your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart. Buy local. Matt Bowers Nissan, South Mississippi, D'Iberville.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi. So the officials, for what feels like at least the third time tonight, are down in the glass trying to determine what penalty is coming against Darius Davidson. There was blood on the ice, so we're definitely going to have a 4-minute penalty of some kind. if not 5. If it was a hit, you'd have to think maybe 5. Not an easy job to be an official in the FPHL, and as you can see, their workload has been a busy one here early on. Trying to iron out exactly what we've got going between these two teams. Exactly 14 minutes to go. Larwood and Fischer back at the glass again. We've had a goal review, a review of the fight, and now a review for either a high stick or a high hit from Darius Davidson that drew some blood. See what the officials are going to indicate. Shots are 8-2 Biloxi early on, but they're going to go short-handed at some point momentarily. We'll skate 4-on-4 for a minute. And so once again, the explanation comes. You hope that Heath Ford's okay. It's a 5-minute major assessed to Davidson. So as if things couldn't get much worse for the Breakers, they're now going to be shorthanded until the 9-minute mark no matter what. It's a major penalty against Darius Davidson. Maybe taking out some frustrations from that power play there. We're going to wait for Mitch Arbaugh, our public address announcer, to officially make the indication on the call unless the league website's updated. And so Davidson has been ejected from the game. He's being skated over to the locker room, and that will do it. So the Breakers are going to have to build some momentum and kill this thing off. It's not going to be easy. Already down a goal, and they've given up a power play goal. Just the 17th power play tally for the Zydeco this season and close to 170 attempts. So Charlie Penn's down on the wall, getting the official word from the officials. Chad Bailey now getting the explanation as well. Fischer, Thornton, Mullins, and Christo, the 4 for the Breakers. And now Lucchese and Fischer will swap out. So Lucchese now out there. 1 minute of 4-on-4 and then 4 minutes of power play time for the Zydeco, uninterrupted. So still waiting on everybody to get ready to drop the puck once again. Breakers and Zydeco rack up penalty minutes. Of course, there was the line brawl between the two back in November. There's Carter Thornton out of his own end, beginning the 4-on-4 rush. Maybe Biloxi can scramble something before they go shorthanded. Morissette popped by Thornton, able to get the puck out to Mietinen, who's into the offensive zone. Centering pass. It's a 5-minute elbowing call and a 10-minute misconduct call, so maybe Davidson will be back in the second period. Might not be an ejection, but referees have had their workload plentiful early on. Quick pass on over to Keller. Close to being an offside call there. Keller shoots one. Save made with ease by Anton Borodkin. Christo rocks and cradles the puck and finds Lucchese, who will hang on to it for a moment because the Breakers can't clear. He'll dump it in. Carter Thornton wins the race. He's the first one there. Nick Catola rubs him into the wall. Zydeco wheeling around the other way. Now their power play is set to go. It's a Raven and Rose tattoo penalty kill. Breakers are 0 for 1. Jake Cox flipping it down low. Held onto by Kuznetsov, down low to Larwood, who thinks he got hit up high. Referees pocket the whistle. Shot comes in, gets by Borodkin, on over to Kuznetsov once more. Outside the circle, Flanagan tips over Larwood. Out to the point, Katola on for a quick shot by Scott Chirac, up and out of play. With 12:28 to go, we get another whistle and a face-off. All kinds of action here early on. Breakers in the Zydeco pay-per-view entertainment. Crowd not as big as yesterday. Our largest crowd, 2654 yesterday. As Christy Ladner, the trainer, being helped back to the Breaker bench. Another 3:29 to go on the Davidson Major for elbowing. Puck is dropped once again. We're back underway. Out at the point, Miettinen hanging on to the puck. Across for Keller. Back to Miettinen. Above the circle, looking down low for a redirection by Morissette. And just blew up on him. Now Miettinen again. Back over to Alexanian. Through the high slot. Coils one in the direction of Miettinen. He's going to have to go chase it down ahead of Spinelli. Morissette. To the point for Keller. Off the wall, picked up by Alexanian, deflected by Keller, back to Morissette, near circle. Morissette dives below the end line, hanging on to it, and sends it for Keller again, far point. Back on over to Morissette, far circle. His shot goes through the blue paint and wide. On the glove side of Borodkin, Pikarczyk able to skate it to the red line before dumping it in for a change. 11.5 minutes to go in our Republic Finance first period. Zydeco with a 1-0 lead here on Breakers TV and on 106.3 Super Talk Mississippi FM. Shots 8-3 Breakers. Jake Cox over the blue line. Gives it for Larwood. Larwood hits the break, shakes off Fabian Leonard. Now back out to the point. He takes a hit from Powell. Kuznetsov rocks and fires. Never got all the way through. Still loose. Larwood plays it over to the far wall. Leonard struggling to get it out. Finally, indirectly, it makes its way to the neutral zone, and Baton Rouge will have to re-enter the zone. Kuznetsov banks it ahead for Tyler Larwood. Larwood on to Kuznetsov, near side, up to Katola, into the skates of Veilleux. Breaker bench yells feet. Veilleux still can't get it out. Kuznetsov shot flips way up and out of play with 10:37 to go. Baton Rouge with just another minute, 37 to go on their power play. Breakers trying to kill off a 4-minute power play for the Zydeco. Bartlett will take the face-off with Alexanian. Former teammates, now adversaries. Bartlett with 17 points in his time as a member of the Zydeco. He's going to be tossed off the face-off circle. Heitzner comes in to take it. He ties it up. Alexanian able to get to the net. And Borodkin forced to make a quick save off the draw. So no one other than Matthew Bazarin given a game misconduct. Just an unsportsmanlike to Darius Davidson taking away the rest of his period. Spinelli, far side, up ahead, able to clear it, going down in front of his own bench. It's picked up by Kim Miettinen. Out to Christo, who loads up and lets it go. Off the wall and out, and so another draw coming with 10:17 to go in period number one. If you're just joining us, happy to have you back. Apologies that we lost our feed for a moment before puck drop. We should not foresee any more issues in that department going forward. Just an Ethernet cord that gave out on us, but we're back up and running. Halfway through the first period, another 70 seconds to go on Davidson's major for elbowing. Miettinen has it taken away by Kyle Heitzner. 1-on-3, he'll elect to flip it in and go out for a change. Onto the ice comes Carter Thornton. Bartlett, Thornton, Spinelli, and Christo the killers for Charlie Pence. Back the other way. Held on to by Miettinen. Up ahead to Morissette. Morissette through the legs of Alexanian, taken by Bartlett. Matthew Bazarin ejected in back-to-back games for that matter. Got thrown out of the game in Monroe last night for a similar instance. Blake Keller from his own end. Up to Scott Chirac. Chirac hit by Lucchese and Connor Mullins. Lucchese leading the charge shorthanded the other way. Into the skates of Mullins on goal. Lucchese searching for a rebound, can't find it. Shots are 9-6 Breakers now. They got a shorthanded look as that will do it for the Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill. Breakers able to come away with a big kill, and they're back to full strength. Four-man scrum down in the far corner. Spit out to Kuznetsov, whose shot goes wide, maybe above the crossbar on the blocker side of Borodkin. Back down low, Cox, the team leader in points. Finds his way back to the puck, looking across for Don Carter, who is cutting down low, and Breakers are able to clear as they'll touch up, and we should have another call coming here. As Flanagan was taken down, we'll head to media timeout. 1-0 Zydeco. Back in a moment on Breakers TV.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
They're honoring Brad Arnold, the lead singer of Three Doors Down, which was established in Biloxi. They were the first concert here at the Coliseum after Hurricane Katrina, but Arnold dies at 47 years old after a long battle with cancer. We wish much strength to Brad's family during this difficult time, and they've got Kryptonite by Three Doors Down playing on the speakers here. Sad day for Biloxi locals as well as fans of Three Doors Down. Gone far too soon. Now on over to Heitzner. Fischer was darting towards the goal. Walk-on's power play underway. Breakers are 0 for 1. Bartlett back on over to Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk outside far circle. Flanagan directing traffic at the blue line. Bartlett back to Pikarczyk. He's run over with a scary looking hit by Chris Ciolik. Now Fischer finds some room, shoots one off the glass and out. Heitzner to the far side for Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk diving below the circle in front looking for Fischer, and he was unable to uncork the shot. 7:45 to go in our Republic Finance first period. Zydeco with a 1-0 lead despite being outshot 9-6. Declan Flanagan up ahead to Brendan Spinelli. Spinelli, or rather Heitzner, couldn't dance through a man. It comes back down lower. Borodkin settles it. Flanagan slows things down with just 50 seconds to go on the Cox minor for slashing. Fischer up ahead to Fabian Leonard. Leonard will dump it in to go chase himself in a foot race with Madyarov, who wins it. Madyarov, a former Mississippi Seawolf in his own right. Here's Ross Bartlett with a saucer pass to space. Spinelli fakes the shot, now lets it go. Save made by Stevens, and it's sent out by Morissette. Inside 30 seconds to go on the power play for the Breakers. Brendan Spinelli Over to Carter Thornton. Thornton makes a couple moves in the circle. He wraps it around the wall for Fabian Leonard. Leonard on over to Lucchese. Back to Leonard. Snap to Spinelli. Top of the key. Now Leonard again, far point. To the circle he goes. Lucchese back to Leonard at the circle. Held on to, and the pass comes to Spinelli. Kept in. Bartlett in the slot. Finds it over. Lucchese's shot. Save made by Stevens. Now another quick shot. Save, rebound in front. And now Spinelli had his helmet ripped off by Kitola as Bailey Stevens comes up with a couple big saves. 6:17 to go. And no love lost for these two teams in period one. Lucchese looking to get his helmet back on. Offensive zone draw for Don Heaven Veilleux. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Back underway. Puck below the end line, held onto by Don Carter Jr., former Twin City Thunderbird this season and former Mississippi Seawolf. Traded to Biloxi briefly, but went over to Germany and was traded to bring Ross Bartlett back home. As Borodkin squeezes that one, 5:59 to go. Another face-off, 1-0 Zydeco. Shots are 12-8 Breakers. They've been shorthanded for 4 minutes in the period, but finding ways to stay in the game and keep it just a one-goal game. They'll be looking for some offense. Bailey Stevens has come up with a couple big saves here early on. Don Carter outside the circle will dive below the end line. Centering pass cut off by Veilleux. He coils it back for Kyle Heitzner. Heitzner across the blue line, has the zone. Pikarczyk shoots one. Deflected up and off the end wall. Veilleux runs into Morissette. Here's Don Carter Jr. backing in on Marvin Powell. Gets a shot away and then is sent down to the ice with a nice hit by Powell. Pikarczyk the other way, 2-on-2 with Veilleux with him. Pikarczyk to the near side. Backhanding one down low, picked up by Heitzner. Can't sweep it to the far side. Jake Cox able to play it out to center once more. Final 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go, period one. Christo ahead to Pikarczyk. To the tape of Veilleux. Veilleux right around Garrett Johnson. Larwood looking to lay a hit. Pikarczyk down in the corner. Up to the point, held onto by Mullins for Christo. Christo shoots it around the corner in deep. Mietnin picking it up in Gretzky's office, and it's played back out to center. 2-on-1 developing for the Zydeco. Walking in is Larwood. Larwood back across looking for Cox. Shut down by Connor Mullins. Great effort on the back end by Mullins to break up what almost looked like a sure goal had that pass connected. Another quick shot by Chirac. Never got on goal to Borodkin. Breakers will flip it back to center and go out for a change, but not a good clear. Zydeco quickly back to work. Chirac, couple quick moves, shooting one. And save made by Borodkin. Back out to center. Trey Fischer tugs it along with him. Fischer looking for Leonard, got away from him. Bartlett flips it in the direction of Brendan Spinelli. Spinelli, stop and start, tipped in front, they score! It's Trey Fischer. Scores in back-to-back games, ties the game here at 1. Off the shot from Spinelli, redirected home, and number 9 locks it up, 1-1. 4:05 to go, period one, and the Breakers with a momentum boost in the closing moments. Great hand-eye from Trey Fischer. That's number 7 this season, a new career high for him. Fischer gives Spinelli a fist bump, showing his appreciation for the wherewithal to find him in front. And we play on now with a whole new game, tied at 1. Far side. Looked like a bit of a hesitation from Hansen. Picked up by Carter Thornton ahead to Veilleux. Veilleux. Down low looking for Thornton. Gets by him, and now a breakout for the Zydeco. Alexanian shooting one ahead. Ross Bartlett picks up the assist against his former team. Marvin Powell to the tape of Lucchese. Lucchese, near side, goes for Veilleux. Funky bounce off the wall. Thornton thought he stayed on side, but he was wrong. And with 3:31 to go, we go into our final media timeout of period 1. Still 1-1. We'll take a break. Fischer ties it. Back in a moment.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
.331 to go in our Republic Finance first period. Fischer ties it at 1. So Blake Keller strikes first early in the game on the power play, and then Trey Fischer with the equalizer. Bartlett in front, stop and go, and a big save made by Stevens. Bartlett back into the middle, too strong for Heitzner. And out of the zone, Morissette able to clear, but to the tape of Mullins. Bartlett off the wall looking for Heitzner, couldn't connect, had his stick lifted. Back to work come the Zydeco. Kuznetsov has his pass rejected. To the far side it comes. Mullins looking to shoot it ahead for Bartlett, and he's caught offside with 2:57 to go. Whistle and a face-off ready to go. Backup goaltender for the Breakers tonight is Garrett Johnson. Ed Coffey for the Zydeco, so no Connor Green or Rahul Sharma on the benches. 1-1 hockey game here. Trey Fischer once again with some family in the house. Father Wade and stepmother Trista scores in back-to-back nights. It's always great to be able to play with some family in the house and have that extra added motivation. Here's Connor Mullins to the near side. Flanagan sent up ahead, picked up by Leonard. Leonard drops for Fischer. Nice finesse move around the defensive Larwood. Takes a hit to make the play. Cut off by Heath Ford. Back into the mix after being taken down with an elbowing call. Zydeco looking for numbers the other way. Cox in the circle, shoots one, save Borodkin. Cox another rebound, missed the net on the backhander as Larwood gets locked up in front with Flanagan. And now up ahead, nice touch by Pikarczyk. No icing here on the slow clear. Final 2:15 to go in period 1. Here's Larwood. Coiling it in front, gets by Veilleux, up ahead to Fischer. Fischer into Veilleux. He'll go one-on-one with Don Carter Jr. Veilleux shoots one. Save made by Stevens, couldn't find it. And finally, it's sent out by Chirac. As Thornton will touch up, we're going to get a call for a high stick, or playing the puck with a high stick. Stay 5-on-5, and the draw will be at the dot outside the Zydeco blue line with 1:52 to go. Lucchese and Alexanian will do it this time. Outside the blue line, face-off is won by the Breakers. Spinelli around a couple forecheckers, finds himself with some room, then lost it. Christo steps up to keep the play alive. Heitzner drops for Thornton, back to Heitzner, through a couple bodies, dancing to the middle. Spit back to Heitzner, into the middle. Heitzner on goal, and it's grabbed by Stevens. Another whistle and a face-off set to come with 1:27. Zydeco with a quick huddle outside of Bailey Stevens. Offensive zone draw for Lucchese, won by Baton Rouge. Zydeco looking to bust it out of the zone. Tied at 1 here in a competitive first period. A little bit of everything early on. Couple majors, some game misconduct, some misconducts. A goal apiece, tied at 1 in this battle for I-10. Minute 9 to go, period 1, and the draw comes back to Bailey Stevens' end. Lucchese loses the draw again. Don Carter plays it up and out of the zone. Flanagan will flip it ahead. Nick Katola back to rescue the puck. Katola 6 goals, 6 assists on the 25-26 campaign. Now here's Curtis Hansen. Outlet pass to Keller. 15 and 16 in white. Former Breakers. Carter keeps it in. High slot, shoots and scores. Don Carter Jr., the former Seawolf, welcome back to the Coliseum. Potts a late goal with 44 seconds left in the Zydeco. Pull back in front at 2-1. Shots are 15-13 Breakers, but the Zydeco with the extra one that counts, and now a 1-goal margin with 44 seconds to go. Certainly feels like the scoring is far from over. Looks like they're crediting the goal to Blake Keller on the redirection. So if it is Keller, that's his first 2-goal game of the season. Keller from Carter is the official ruling on the PA speaker, so he's got a pair. Already on hat-trick watch in the first period. Public enemy number 1 is the former Breaker. Playing with an extra edge after the team that released him some time ago. Ensuing face-off, Madyarov and Fischer back in Anton Borodkin's end. As the linesman blowing the whistle, he's going to eject Bartlett off the face-off circle. Pikarczyk swaps his place. Madyarov ties it up, but it's eventually possessed by Biloxi. Christo up ahead, cut off by Madyarov. Fischer looking to line him up. Madyarov dodged the hit and able to get away. Bartlett taps it into the offensive zone. Final 20 seconds in our Republic Finance first period. Bartlett outside the circle, drops to Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk up to the point for Christo. Now Spinelli rocks and fires. Save made by Bailey Stevens. 10 seconds remaining on the clock. More pushing and shoving, and now here we go. Looks like Fischer and Morissette getting tangled up. And the referees get right in between, and that will do it for that. Fischer trying to get the building going here as Morissette still with some comments. Morissette will be guided off as well. I can't wait to see the final 40 minutes of this one. These two teams do not like each other, and it sets the storyline for another fun 40 minutes of regulation. So both of them are sent off with just 10 seconds on the clock. No sense in putting them in the box. Flanagan skating over to join the Baton Rouge captaincy group. Nick Katola and Declan Flanagan, a pair of 7s outside the penalty box. So it's matching roughing penalties against Fischer and Morissette. So roughing penalties given. All kinds of penalty minutes. Bartlett and Alexanian will do it this time. It's won by Alexanian, back down low. Zydeco hold on to it for a moment and send it back out to Flanagan. Final 3 seconds. And that will do it for period number 1. Are you having fun yet in this battle for I-10? Zydeco lead 2-1. We got 40 more minutes of this hotly contested, action-packed rivalry matchup. Zydeco, Breakers, they've each won 3. Who will win the rubber match? Still with 6 more games to go between these two foes. Battling in the 6th and 7th place spots in the Continental. We'll be back in a few moments for period 2 coverage right here on Breakers TV.
games at this time, and I got a lot of awards like Goal of the Week, things like that. So it was a good experience, and I'm glad that I got that.
Do you stay in touch with your teammates and coaches from that time now, or is it just kind of when you're back home in Russia you get to talk to them, or what's the relationship like now, present day?
No, I have contact with my goalie coach. I still talk to him, and he still helped me to make me better, you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's always nice to have someone that you can talk to, bounce ideas off of, and especially now being in the States, it's nice to have someone back at home looking out for you. But after 2020, you spent the next 4 years between Russia 3 and the VHL. How were those two leagues different, playing between them?
So Russia 3, it's like SPHL here. And VHL just has more skilled guys who can surprise you. So, yeah, and you have to play smart against them.
So obviously you're a goaltender, but you've played a ton in Russia, and now you're playing here in the United States. How's the physicality different? Maybe you're not getting involved as much as a goaltender, but is it a much more physical style here in the States, and how would you compare it?
So, difference between like Russia and US, like at that moment, we had big arena, big ring, and you know, players had a lot of space for movements, and they didn't shot from everywhere, so it wasn't hard for me, because I got around 25 or 35 shots per game, so it wasn't hard. But like here, guys shoot from everywhere because ring's smaller, and you have to be full focus like every second.
So that's a great point, the rinks being bigger over in Russia. As a goaltender, how does that affect your game when there's more ice out there? You said more shots obviously coming in the United States, but is there anything else that bigger rink changes the game for you?
Actually, yeah, because as I said, you have to be like full focus like every second, guys. Like guys, they doesn't care, they can shoot from everywhere, and yeah, you have to be ready.
Okay. So which league did you prefer, speaking VHL and Russia 3? Because you bounced back and forth between the two in those years. Mm-hmm. So which league did you prefer at that time?
Actually, I would like to play in VHL, but when I signed contract with my VHL team, they just pushed me down to Russia 3 because they have like farm club, you know, and they told me like you have to help them get playoff. So I did that. We won a championship in Russia 3, so it was a good experience. But I like VHL more.
Okay. So in 2022 to 2023, you were the Russia 3 goaltender of the month for November. What did it mean to be put on that stage, to get that honor, and to be recognized for your efforts?
Actually, I was glad to get that award, but that's all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's move on to the next?
Yeah.
All right. So do you have any things that you wish went differently playing in Russia, or did you enjoy it from start to finish? I guess any regrets throughout your time playing over there?
So, what about Russia? Actually, like, I liked to play there, but after MHL, I would go to NCAA because I heard they have more opportunity, more stuff to make you better, and I like that.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
No, perfect.
Yeah, because at that moment when I was in Russia, like in MHL, we didn't have stuff like that.
Okay, so kind of just the treatment. You wish that there was more facilities and treatment and things of that nature. Awesome. So beginning in 2024, you decided to go out on a leap of faith, come to the United States and play in the FPHL. What made you want to come for that opportunity? Is it just what you said about the facilities and everything, or did you want a new experience, or what was it?
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to get new experience because like I was watching NHL, and I just like American hockey because it's fast hockey, and like as I said, guys shoot from everywhere, and I like it.
All right.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, Jell-O shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logos stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienville Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates and flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees. They travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside. It's a good old hockey game.
And we welcome you back to Breaker Bay. Zydeco Breakers, 40 more minutes on tap. It's been a fun one here early on. Zydeco with a 2-1 lead. Here's our game summary and how we got to where we are now. The Zydeco with a 2-1 lead. The Breakers thought they struck first. Fabian Leonard thought he scored and the goal was called back. Blake Keller on the ensuing power play after the delay game call against the Breakers, able to score his 4th of the season at 4:29. Trey Fischer tied the game at 15:55, scoring in back-to-back games, his 7th of the season, a new career high. Keller then inside the final minute redirects home a Don Carter Jr. shot for his 5th of the season, his first multiple goal game of the campaign. And they lead it 2-1. Stevens 15 saves, Borodkin 12 saves. Our intermission numbers look like this. The score 2-1 Zydeco. Breakers lead in shots 16-14 through 20 minutes. On the power play, Zydeco 1 for 2, Breakers 0 for 2. And 34 penalty minutes for Biloxi versus 21 for the Zydeco. Bazern, of course, being ejected, given a whole 17 minutes himself. And then Schlepp was given 15. Darius Davidson 15 of his own, and then each team with a pair of minors. But it has been a full penalty sheet here early on as we get set for our Aaron's second period. These two teams don't like each other. There's no secret about it. Zydeco now left to right, Breakers right to left. Law enforcement weekend. And that sin bin has been full. Fittingly so. 4-on-4 hockey to begin the frame after Morissette and Fischer, both 9s for their respective clubs. Assess a roughing call with 2 minutes left. Here's Pikarczyk to work in the offensive zone. Through his legs, Pikarczyk, then cut off. Heitzner up to the point. Bartlett's drive, wide on the stick side. Now up ahead. First one there is Jake Cox. 10 goals, 12 assists for him coming into tonight. He finds Chirac, who lets it go. Save made. Borodkin the rebound, held onto, and he gets a much-needed whistle with 19:27 to go. And another face-off. Scott Chirac, who was just sidelined with injury for quite some time. No points in his last 6. His last point actually came December 18th against Monroe. But he spent a lot of time on the injured list, now returns to the Zydeco lineup and playing in his 24th game of the season, so missed about 10. Lucchese and Larwood to do it this time. Larwood pushes it forward and goes to chase. Alexanian battling with Mullins down in the corner. Mullins locks up Alexanian. Down low, Lucchese flips it in the air where Spinelli settles it back in the direction of Lucchese. Held on by Don Carter Jr., already a point in his first game as a Zydeco. Swept through the crease, all the way through, back out to center. Thornton in a foot race. Katola the first one there. Thornton and Katola get locked up, go hard into the end wall. 3-man scrum below the goal. Larwood and Lucchese coming in to help. Zydeco dig the puck out. Here's Alexanian. Back the other way. Alexanian darting over to the far side, and his shot goes up and off the glass. Now Don Carter swinging below the end line, out in front, held on to off the post by Tyler Larwood. Had the empty netter last night and was sniffing another one. His 5th of the season, denied by the post. Larwood up to the point for Katola, top of the key. Down low to Larwood off of his skates, and he'll recover back outside. Now Larwood again through the slot area. Corrals the puck. Coils back up to the point. Don Carter with it. Carter in the near circle. Dropped off to Katola. Fischer and Morissette release from containment. Back to full strength. Borodkin makes a sensational save while being taken down, and Lucchese able to chip it out. And we'll have an icing call at exactly the 18-minute mark. We've had a lot of whistles at whole numbers on the clock. Not something you see too often, but as the one controlling the clock, it's pretty apparent that's the 3rd or 4th time we've stopped on a solid number. Defensive zone draw for Lucchese. His line of, or looks like, Lucchese will take the draw. Trey Fischer playing out on the wing. Don Heaven Veyu lifted off that line for the moment as Thornton and Fischer will bookend Lucchese. Shot off the face-off, turned aside by Borodkin. Now up ahead, Thornton. AJ Schlepp back on the bench for the Breakers. Bazarin done for the night. Thornton stands up. Bailey Morissette, far side. Fischer looking to collide with Kim Miettinen, former teammates with the Dashers Hockey Club, exchange a few slashes. Kuznetsov's quick shot, whistles over the crossbar. Miettinen outside the circle. Fischer gives him a quick shot. Kuznetsov run into by Spinelli, popped up off the stick of Garrett Johnson. Down low, Spinelli locks up a man in the corner. 2-1 Zydeco. Just about 3 minutes gone by here in our Aaron's second period on Breakers TV. Pass goes all the way back out to center. Bad connection by Bailey Morissette there. He goes off for a change. Up ahead, fresh off the bench, it's cut off by Christo. Looking to get it deep. It's knocked down. Zydeco stop and start the other way. Kuznetsov near circle, shoots one. Looking 5-hole on Borodkin. Turned aside with the stick and sent back out to center. Good clear by the Breakers. Shots are 17-16 Zydeco. They've got each of the first 3 here in the period. Siolik will dump it in for Chirac to chase. Borodkin out to play it. Sweeps it around on the forehand. Larwood pins it against the wall and protecting it with his body, able to hold the possession. Down low, coming in is Chirac. Juicy rebound to Siolik. On goal, he missed the net. Bartlett, 3-on-2 brewing for the Breakers the other way with Pikarczyk and Heitzner. Bartlett across Heitzner, saved by Stevens. From left to right, Stevens flashes the pads and makes a big kick save to keep it a 2-1 game. Bartlett on a heavy forecheck against Siolik. Eventually turned over to Heitzner. Bartlett back for Heitzner, knocked down and held by Heath Ford, now wearing a cage. Bartlett runs hard into Ford. Good collision down in the corner. Back to work, Larwood far side. Darts to the middle, finds Ciolik. Ciolik missed the net on the shot. Might have been deflected by Christo. And as Pikarczyk touches up, Stevens was headed to the bench, and the Breakers are going to head shorthanded with 15:43 to go in period number 2. Guilty party, Declan Flanagan. And so the Breakers shorthanded for the 3rd time tonight. They're 1 for 2 on the kill. Blake Keller did have a power play goal in the first period. Clean win. They have the zone on the draw. Keller swinging down low, looking for Alex Sanian. It's a slashing call officially against Flanagan. Miettinen back over for Morissette. Morissette glides back into the corner, up to Miettinen. Across Keller. Now Morissette, far circle. Down low to Alexanian. He scores. Narek Alexanian on the doorstep. Able to find the puck. Borodkin was committed to the far circle. Great vision from Morissette, and the Zydeco extend their lead to 2 for the first time tonight. Just a tough break for Anton Borodkin. Great spacing by the Zydeco. They moved the puck well on the power play, and with the guy untouched down on the near side post, he's going to make that one 9 times out of 10 playing at the professional level. And so we go back to 5-on-5. The Flanagan penalty proves to be costly. Almost 5 minutes gone by here in the second period. AJ Schlepp out there for a shift. It's banked out to center, looking for Leonard, but Larwood cut it off. Give and go back to Larwood. Through the circle, shoots. Save Borodkin with the pad. Back up ahead to Leonard. Katola being harassed by Leonard. On over to Don Carter Jr. Up ahead to Jake Cox. Cox banks it for Larwood. Connor Mullins and Larwood battling down below the end line. Now here's a poke check with Nick Katola sliding down low. Cox run into by Marvin Powell. Cox down low, looking back post for Katola, and broken up by the Breakers. Schlepp wipes out Don Carter Jr. Up ahead, Chirac. Touch pass gets to Katola off the blade of Cox, and then Katola run down into the wall by Powell. Chirac, spin move, drops Fabian Leonard in the process. Backhands it down low, and now it's sent back ahead the other way for Fischer. Into the offensive zone, Fischer. Run into by Blake Keller, lost possession of the puck. Cox, and then we go here in Biloxi. Cox backhands it in deep. Katola there to retrieve it in the corner. Katola swinging down below the near circle, up to the point. Shoots one. Wide on the glove side of Borodkin. The follow is going to be held once again by Borodkin. 13:53 to go. 3-1 Zydeco. We had to break. Breakers. Workload grows. Down by 2.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienville Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
Back to the action. Breakers trail 3-1 with 13:53 to go, period 2. Around the FPHL, we showed you our scoreboard 5-0, Binghamton leads at home against the Indiana Sentinels. Watertown tied with Danbury 2-2 on the road in Connecticut. Columbus has jumped out to a 5-2 lead at home against PD. 3 unanswered goals after PD came back to tie it at 2. And then Blue Ridge looking to hand Topeka their 4th straight defeat, up 2-0 in the second period out in Kansas. Topeka swept last weekend by the Indiana Sentinels, lost in overtime last night against the Bobcats, and now trailing by a pair at home. Breakers in game 2 of their 6-game homestand. Next week, they'll have the Topeka Scarecrows in town for a pair. February 12th and 13th. That is a Thursday-Friday series, excuse me. It will be the only game in the FPHL on Thursday, so all eyes will be on that one. Should be a fun opportunity to get in Breaker Bay and get involved ahead of Mardi Gras. Lucchese, why not? From outside the circle, well wide. Veilleux down low for Lucchese, sending one in front, on goal, the rebound, Veilleux scores! Don Heaven Veilleux off the deflection in front in the slot area, able to get Stevens to slide over to his right and pots it into the virtually empty goal. 3-2. Don Heaven Veilleux with his 3rd of the season. Carter Thornton trying to get the crowd going after the fact. Still plenty of time, 13:38 to go. And the lead has once again been cut down to 1. Off the ensuing draw, Carter Thornton in control of the possession. Into the skates of Morissette. Morissette looking to open up Mullins. Gets a shot away. Borodkin the quick save. Back out to the point for Ford. His shot caroms off a defender into the corner. Picked up on the half wall and sent out by Morissette. Thornton and Lucchese credited with the assists on the Veilleux goal after Penn's pieced that line back together. As the Zydeco will ice it here, and we get another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe stoppage for icing. Zydeco started the scoring at 1-0. Trey Fischer answered to tie it. Then Blake Keller with his 2nd of the night in the final minute of period 1 made it 2-1. Zydeco with an early goal in period 2 made it 3-1. Courtesy of Alex Sanian, and now Veilleux gets one back. Breakers trail by a goal. Good forecheck from Heitzner, wins the puck back to Pikarczyk. Can't hang on to it for long. Turned over again. Bartlett shot into the awaiting chest of Heath Ford and eventually sent back out. Bartlett looking to play shortstop, tried to keep that puck in the zone. Now a drop pass from Hansen, back to Hansen in the circle. Quick shot, save made by Borodkin. Curtis Hansen in his return to Biloxi for the first time in 2 years. He was a member of the Zydeco in 23-24 and then was with the Seawolves last season before the Breakers this year. Bartlett sending one in front. Heitzner settles it back down to him off the deflection. Nice hit by Bartlett into Siolik. They get taken down. Heitzner swatting one back on goal. Bartlett and Siolik getting into it. Referee's arm in the air. Heitzner touches up, and we have a call coming. Bartlett visibly upset. Might be a roughing call headed his way. He's barking with the officials on his way to the box, and the Breakers are going to head shorthanded once again. So the fourth opportunity for Baton Rouge on the Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill. They have a power play goal tonight. Face-off is won by the Zydeco. Back to work in the offensive zone. At the point on the near side, Katola holds and pinwheels it back down low where it's picked up by Larwood, looking to the near post, taken by Spinelli. Funky bounce off the wall, might have been the official. And now shorthanded, here's Leonard. Leonard one-on-one the other way. Will elect to just skate the puck to the near side, kill some more time before sweeping it down low. 30 seconds gone by on the minor penalty to Bartlett for roughing. On the far side, here's Jake Cox. Chips it ahead for Chirac to go chase down below the end line. Looking back for Ford, has it outside the circle. Cox up to the point, Katola back to Cox, far circle. Cox holds and shoots and scores. Jake Cox with the answer. Veilleux got one back moments ago, and the Zydeco once again are able to turn a breaker penalty into their own favor, and they score on the power play to make it 4-2. Jake Cox with his 11th of the season, a snipe through the far circle to beat Borodkin on the blocker side. So the Bartlett penalty proves to be costly. Zydeco with another power play goal. That has not been their strength by any means this season, but they've made it hurt when the Breakers have played undisciplined. Puck is dropped again, held by Flanagan, back over to Marvin Powell. Powell off the wall for Veilleux, chipped into the offensive zone. Shots 24-19 Zydeco. They were outshot 16-14 in the first period, but they've got Biloxi 10-3 here in the second. Thornton fans on the shot attempt, picked up by Alexanian, dropped off to Madiarov. Drop pass for Alexanian, taken by Thornton, and Biloxi heads the other way. Lucchese leading the charge near side. Almost closed off into the wall, hits the brakes, finds some space. Here's Flanagan with a quick shot. Might have been tipped by Thornton as Stevens is able to cover it up. 10:32 to go, just about halfway home. And another offensive zone draw for the Breakers. Bartlett, Heitzner, and Pikarczyk, the top line out there. Pairing is Powell and Flanagan. Hansen will take the draw against Bartlett, and it goes over to the far side, controlled by the Zydeco. Pikarczyk in front for Heitzner, on goal. Stevens, another big save. Bailey Stevens has made some tremendous saves to keep the Breakers at just 2 goals. Stopped Thornton on a breakaway in the first period. Breakers had a couple more chances down the stretch. And here in period 2, hasn't had a lot of workload, but has made it count with all kinds of bodies outside his crease. Puck comes down low again, popped off the stick of Katola in deep. Heitzner locked up with Carter Jr. Comes up the wall to Kuznetsov, busted out of the zone to Morissette. Far side, Morissette finds Kuznetsov. Far circle, Kuznetsov shoots one. Up and into the seats with 10:08 to go. Another mile-high daiquiri, puck out of play. 8 more seconds until a whistle will bring our 5th media timeout of the evening, the second here in the second period. Breakers need to find a way to dig deep here and be relentless against this Zydeco team that they certainly should have a chance to compete with. Although Zydeco with a big win against the #1 team in the FPHL last night, the Monroe Moccasins. As puck is touched there at exactly the 10th-minute mark, and we're going to have another face-off ahead of our next media timeout. At the dot outside the Breaker blue line on the far side. Bartlett will do it with Hansen again, and he's able to win it cleanly to Spinelli. Over to Christo, up ahead Bartlett. Touch pass for Pikarczyk. He'll dump it in to go chase. Heitzner on the near side. Up the wall to Don Carter Jr. once more. Pikarczyk avoiding the referee, looking to get back over towards Katola. Going down for a moment behind the play was Bartlett, and here come the Zydeco. Morissette finds Kuznetsov, slicing and dicing through the zone, hit hard by Bartlett. Delayed call coming against Bartlett. And as the Breakers touch up, we'll head to media timeout. Bartlett back to the sin bin. He's going to shoot it down into his own goal. And he will go 2 minutes for tripping and then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for shooting the puck. We go to break. Breakers shorthanded once again.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Baton Rouge already with 3 power play goals on the night. Will head to the power play once again. 9:31 to go. And the Breakers just can't get out of their own way right now. Bartlett with a head-scratching penalty. The extra 10 minutes assessed. We'll see if his night will be over or not. Might be just another 15 minutes. It is a misconduct, so he'll be eligible to come back around the 17-minute mark in period number 3. Drop the puck again. Chirac sending it down low. Up to the point, Katola holds. On the near side, up to Larwood, top of the key. Looking to go through a defender. It goes awry. Thornton would have had a chance to go on a breakaway shorthanded off the turnover, but the puck just cleared down the length. Good forecheck from Carter. Thornton locks it up into the wall. Being worked on by Larwood. Puck still free on the wall. Held on to by Chirac and given away to Katola. Far side. Morissette finds Katola. On over to Chirac. Chirac diving down below the end line. Fischer makes a nice check and is able to clear the zone. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Period number 2, Bartlett given 2 minutes for tripping and then 10-minute misconduct penalty. Kuznetsov, backhand pass for Chirac, sandwiched by Lucchese and Mullins. Puck still free, somehow the Zydeco back with it. Mietinen down low, held onto by Chirac, up ahead to Lucchese, who took a slash. Still holding the puck, takes it back into the offensive zone and then gives it to the glove of Scott Chirac. Far side, Kuznetsov with the puck inside the blue line, then lost a handle on it. It comes back out. Mietinen with 35 seconds to go on the Zydeco power play. Drops it off to Alexanian. Stood up by Lucchese, a turnover. Pikarczyk, 1-on-3 the other way, surrounded by Zydeco. Gets a shot away, held by Stevens with 7:55 to go. In period 2, another 25 seconds on Bartlett's minor.
Section 23, Section 23.
Back underway, inside 8 minutes to go in the second. Zydeco with a 4-2 lead, out shooting Biloxi 24-22. On over to Mietinen for Blake Keller on hat-trick watch. Here's another quick shot held by Borodkin with 7:40 to go. Another whistle and a face-off. The upcoming waters ahead for the Breakers look like this. 2 with Topeka, February 12th and 13th, before they host the Blue Ridge Bobcats for a Saturday-Sunday series, the 21st and 22nd. Then they begin a home-and-home with the Columbus River Dragons. Back underway. Zydeco in control of the zone once again. Alexanian down low for Mietinen, slung through the blue paint all the way to the far side for John Carter Jr. Carter Jr. shoots one, redirected on its way towards the goal. Fischer below the end line, holds for a moment, waiting for things to develop. Breakers will swing back around. Fischer harassed on the forecheck by Morissette, able to find Declan Flanagan on the far side. Up ahead to Heitzner. Heitzner toe dragging through a couple defenders, then lost it as Morissette with a strong back check, able to get it back. Around the wall, held by Ciolik. Hit by Trey Fischer, but not before getting it out of the zone. Alexanian, quick pass to Jake Cox. Near circle, drop to Morissette. His shot gloved by Borodkin with 6:38 to go. Another offensive zone draw coming for Baton Rouge. They've certainly played a stronger second period than they did the first. 3 power play goals. A team with the worst power play unit in the Fed coming into tonight has been so successful against the Breakers, who are the worst kill in the league. Down in the corner, Christo pins a man into the wall, held onto by Katola and sent back down low. Jake Cox on the far side. Run into for a moment by Spinelli. Christo collides into the wall with Heath Ford, comes down low for Spinelli. Spinelli banks it out of the zone. First one there will be Veilleux, but the puck's on goal and covered by Stevens. So we'll get a whistle with 6:11 to go in our Aaron's second period.
Section 7, Section 8, what do you want?
Breakers have lost 8 straight. Their last win was against the Topeka Scarecrows over a month ago. Lucchese wins it out to the point. Sent out of the zone for Scott Chirac to the near side. Held on to by Jake Cox. Centering one for Chirac. They score. Scott Chirac back on the score sheet with his 7th of the season. Playing in just his 24th game, was injured for a while, and now he'll lead the line, and with it, extend the Zydeco lead to 3. Breakers have lost several games this season. It's absolutely no secret. 29 to be exact. And of those 29 losses, 26 of them, an opponent has scored 5 or more goals. So the Zydeco have hit that magic number of 5. Will that narrative prove to be true tonight, or there's a Mississippi Miracle in store coming down in period 3? Here's Madiarov, sending it in on Anton Borodkin, hit by Connor Mullins. Banked out of the zone, Leonard can't catch up to it. Katola sends it back down low. Up the wall, Pikarczyk with it. Backhand saucer way behind Leonard. Gets back for Blake Keller on to Nick Katola. Zydeco looking for back-to-back wins for the first time, maybe all season. Just 7 wins for the club this year, as a big hit by Connor Mullins takes down Narek Alexanian on the near side wall. Pikarczyk run into by his former Seawolves teammate Don Carter Jr. Strong forecheck wins the puck battle back. Carter Jr. hit by Flanagan. Keller shoots into the glove of Borodkin with 5:04 to go. Another whistle and a face-off. Still 25 more minutes of regulation time. Biloxi is far from dead. Being outshot here in the second, though, 15-6. Similar to yesterday, they played a strong first period, but all of a sudden, the wheels begin to fall off the wagon here in period 2, being outscored 3-1 by Baton Rouge in the frame alone. Miettinen from the point has his shot deflect down. Johnson into the end wall for Kuznetsov. Snap to Morissette, back across. Johnson shoots off the side of the goal. Good save by Borodkin. Christo looking for Powell, and now a 2-on-1 developing for the Breakers. Thornton with Heitzner. Back over to Heitzner, shoots one, and he missed the net. Golden opportunity once again for the Breakers goes awry. North to south, here come the Zydeco. Kuznetsov, far circle shoots, save Borodkin. Sent all the way back around the wall, another 2-on-1. Heitzner with the puck, Thornton with him, on to Thornton, he shoots, he scores! Carter Thornton with the answer. Breakers with a quick response to get the building back on their feet. And a momentum booster coming down the stretch here in period 2. 5-3 with 4:19 to go. A snipe from Thornton. He scores in back-to-back games. That's his 6th of the season. Credit the assist to Kyle Heitzner. And finally, the Breakers are able to cash in on the odd man rush. Beautiful shot from Thornton. It has been a period full of offense. 3 goals for the Zydeco, 2 for the Breakers. As they're going to skate over to Charlie Pens to answer a question on something. Not sure what this could be. Not sure Chad Bailey has any interest in reviewing. Not sure what it would be. Play was onside on the entry. And so we'll get back to playing hockey. Fischer on the ensuing draw. He'll go up against Jake Cox. Tied up for a moment, and eventually the Zydeco back in possession. Veilleux keeps it in the skates, able to send it across to Fischer. Now Pikarczyk in front, nobody home. Another assist for Dimitris Christo. Christo with his first point as a Breaker after coming over from the Danbury Hat-Tricks. It's a big one to make this just a 2-goal game. Puck is chipped up in the air. Settled by the Zydeco. Veilleux out there banging bodies with Jake Cox. Siolik will dump it in deep. Battling with Spinelli now down in the corner. 5-man scrum in the corner. Zydeco protecting the puck well. More time coming off the clock in the closing moments of the second. Flanagan out to the point, but not out. Katola gives it back to Flanagan. D-to-D for Spinelli. Touched in by Veilleux off the deflection, so there's no icing. To the near side, Chris Siolik in control of the puck. Another 3-man scrum in the corner. Lucchese digs it out to Mullins at the point. Mullins shoots. Might have been redirected on its way down. Veilleux on the follow. Hit the side of the cage. Thought he got hit up high after the fact as well. So now here comes Jake Cox again over the blue line. Cox moving to his backhand. Takes the puck in deep below the end line. Looked like the referee was jumping out of the way for a moment. Almost looked like a penalty indication to the naked eye. Here's Thornton, 3-on-3 charge for the Breakers. Drop to Lucchese. His missile goes well over the crossbar and off the glass. Zydeco back the other way. Here's Blake Keller, shut off by Mullins. Borodkin has to get a stick on it. Shots 31-23 Baton Rouge. They lead 5-3 over Biloxi in this 7th meeting between the two. Thornton, with the help of Heitzner, able to get it out. Hand pass eventually ruled to be nominal as Baton Rouge with the puck after the hand pass. Don Carter Jr. in his own end. Playing in his first game as a member of the Zydeco. He'll shoot it up but not out. Thornton looking for Fischer. Fischer shoots and scores! Trey Fischer off the feed from Thornton. The Breakers collect a turnover and are able to get another one. 2 goals in 2 minutes, and it's 5-4. Fischer with his first multi-goal game of the season picks up his 8th. 3 goals now on the weekend for Mr. Fischer, and a big one off the feed from Thornton makes it 5-4. A barn burner here in Biloxi continues to impress. Anybody's hockey game. The Breakers have hit the Half Shell Oyster House challenge of 4 goals, so everybody in attendance will have 24 hours to get to their local Half Shell Oyster House for a free half dozen oysters. Now Fischer again. Run into in the neutral zone by Miettinen. Nice play by Thornton on that last forecheck. Here come the Zydeco again, Miettinen. Sending one in front, cut off by Leonard and sent out of the zone to center. Morissette to Declan Flanagan, on over to Powell. Up ahead looking for Leonard, cut off by Kuznetsov, hit by Powell just in front of the blue line. Puck escapes to the neutral zone and played back for Miettinen. Final minute to go, period 2 of an action-packed middle frame. Here's Morissette, toe dragging, cut off by Spinelli, picked up by Lucchese and sent back down low. Spinelli from below his net finds Lucchese, up ahead to Powell. Powell with time, has his pass deflected. Spinelli had it for a moment, then lost it. Lucchese collides with Miettinen. Up ahead, here's Larwood. Drop for Cox. Cox shoots, glove save Borodkin. With 30 seconds to go, another whistle and a face-off. After our media timeout, Trey Fischer makes it 5-4 with the most recent goal. Breakers trying to build their way back from down 3.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
For Zydeco, Breakers, where would you rather be on Saturday night in Biloxi? A barn burner in the battle for I-10. Face-off sent back down low into the corner, picked up by Cox. Cox down low looking for Larwood, held on to for a moment, sent back in front looking for Scott Chirac down low. Chirac currently the difference maker. Scored the 5th goal for the Zydeco to make it 5-2. But the Breakers, with a pair, able to get back into the mix. On the far side, here's Chirac. Spins it to the middle. Cox shoots and thought he scored. There's 0.4 seconds on the clock as Borodkin comes up with a big save to keep it 5-4. Jake Cox thought he had one, but too difficult to tell. And so, 0.4 seconds to go. Chad Bailey will not challenge. Lucchese and Cox will do the formality. And that will do it for period number 2. The Breakers once trailed 5-2, but a couple late goals inside the final 5 minutes make it 5-4. 20 more minutes to go. Hold on to your hats. A fun one here in Biloxi. We'll be back in 18 minutes.
Right. So you went 18-13-0 in your rookie season. You actually had much better numbers at the start of the year because Watertown was the team to beat. You guys were awesome. Let's actually talk about that for a moment. So Watertown at the beginning of the season, you're playing for Coach Penn's. They had one of the best records in the league. Just what was working so well for you guys in that span?
Yeah, Charlie gave me a chance to play here, and I'm grateful to him for this change because that's good experience for me. It was my first season in US, so I'm glad.
All right. So Watertown treated you well, a .907 save percentage. How was the skill level different? You played in the FPHL, but relating it to the MHL, Russia 3, and the VHL, how was the game different when you first got your dose of the Fed?
Yeah, my time when I was in Russia, it was like more slowly hockey, because we had, as I said, like more space, because our rink was biggest, and I don't know, like it wasn't hard maybe for goalies. And when I came to US first time, and I was surprised, because my first game was against Bingo. It's a champion team, and I was surprised.
And you guys, if I'm not mistaken, went there on their banner night and got the win. Were you in goal for that game?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So how was that experience playing in front of a sold-out Binghamton crowd in the United States in one of your first starts as playing in the States? I mean, and to pull off that upset, take us through that.
Yeah, I thought I'm in the NHL, because they have big arena, they have a lot of fans there, and I was nervous just a little bit, a couple minutes, but after a couple saves, I felt good.
You settled into the game.
Yeah.
So also, I think it's no secret the goalies have a target on their back as people who get taunted in hockey. Like the fans are always all over you. How are you able, especially in a barn like Binghamton, to block out all that noise from the fans, all the negativity, and just play your game? Do you just not listen to it, or can you hear it and you just block it out? How is it?
Yeah, my goalie coach taught me don't pay attention for that. Like be full focus every second, and that's what I'm doing.
So you played for Penner in Watertown. You played for him here. What's it like to play for him as a coach? How does he support you?
Oh, when this coach, it always help you, because you already have contact with him, and it's important for me, if your coach trusts you.
So at the end of your time, you actually had a camp in the AHL with the Syracuse Crunch. I mean, you want to talk about playing close to the highest level. It's, the AHL just one step off from the end. So what was your experience like at training camp with the Syracuse Crunch?
It was so good experience, because, they have a lot of stuff to make you better, to improve your level. They have a lot of coaches there during the camp. And I was surprised, and I was enjoyed, because that's good experience for me.
How is the talent? You must be facing some shots from guys who've been drafted. So was it a little bit did it take you a couple to settle in, or were you able to just blend right in from your experience in the VHL? Or?
No, I just was trying don't be nervous, because it was my first time in AHL camp. It's almost one step of NHL, so I just was doing my thing.
There we go. Well, this season you had a bit of a scenic journey at the beginning. You started with Watertown, were moved to Blue Ridge, found yourself in Indiana while they were going through all their nonsense and turbulence early on in the season, and then finally you're traded to Biloxi. Was it difficult kind of bouncing around all those places? Were you trying to find a place where you felt that you could call home for the season, or how was that?
Yeah, I just was trying to find good conditions for me, so that's why I'm here in Biloxi, and I'm glad to be here and glad to play for Biloxi Breakers.
Was it, just talking about the travel though, and constantly being on the move, was it discouraging to you mentally? Was it something that bothered you, or something that you were just excited to see what the next experience would bring?
How to say that? So it wasn't difficult for me, it wasn't my mental. I just want to try to find something new for me,
Right, absolutely. Now you're here in Biloxi. What are some of your favorite things to do when you're not skating? When you're off the ice, obviously it's a beautiful area. It's a little cold right now, but typically it's a pretty warm environment. You got the beach. We're here at the Hard Rock Cafe. What are some of your favorite things to do off the ice?
Yeah, I wanted to say first, even if I'm from Russia, I still don't like colds. I like warm weather here, so I'm glad to be here. And I don't have fantastic routine. I'm just watching movies and improve my English, or sometimes I'm going to the gym and do my goalie routine there.
Yeah, so you've gotten the chance to work with Brett Riley a little bit, the head strength coach. How has he helped you improve?
Oh, he helped me a lot of cause, almost every day we have like gym workouts and we're doing their stuff for like our body. It helped a lot of. And for example, for me now, after injury, I'm still doing his plan, what he gave me, and it helped my knee. It helped for my knee, so that's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would love an update on your injury. What's your timeline looking like, and when do you expect to be back out on the ice in a game?
Yeah, actually, I'm fine now. It's not too bad when first time when I got that after
Topeka game?
Yeah, after Topeka game. Yeah, it's just, during the last game, I just moved my leg so quick and it made itself felt so, but that's fine. So no worries about that. I will ready for the next games.
So you had a little bit of a shaky start in your first few appearances here in Biloxi, but after that you really settled in. You're facing, close to 50 shots a night, but you were giving your team a chance to win. You held Monroe to 3 goals that one time. Right around New Year's, you really gave your team a chance to win each and every night in your last 6 starts or so. But with these injuries coming in, we've talked about the mental and your thoughts, but is it frustrating to have injuries set you back when you feel like you're just starting to hit your groove?
Oh, actually, when I got injury and I got back in net, I wasn't nervous because I already know what I have to do and I just was doing my stuff, my goalie stuff.
Taking care of yourself, able to hit your stride, pick right back up. How are your teammates and the bond that you have? Is it a fun group to be around here in Biloxi with the Breakers?
Oh, yeah, actually, about my teammates, so a lot of guys was playing with me in Watertown, right? So I knew them and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to play with them. So that's all.
That's awesome. Well, Anton, we're getting close to the end of our interview here. I always like to leave the floor with you. So your message to the fans, if you'd like to say anything to them, or just the floor is yours.
Yeah, my message for fans, I want to say, come to our games and support us. Let's go Breakers.
All right, let's go Breakers. That's Anton Borodkin, goaltender number 31 for your Breakers. Excited to see him get back in between the pipes. Breakers have a lot of home games coming up, so come. And then those number 31 jerseys will be up for auction, so a chance to take home Anton's Threads. Looking forward to seeing him, and happy to hear that the injury seems to be all but alleviated. So that's great news.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But Anton, thanks so much for joining me. I'll be right back in a few moments to wrap up another episode of Breaker Banter.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Looking for non-stop fun? Sky Zone Biloxi at the Edgewater Mall is the place to be. Jump off wall-to-wall trampolines, dunk on the basketball court, or conquer the warrior course. Sky Zone Biloxi truly has something for everyone. And now, you can celebrate big with our newly upgraded birthday party packages to make their special day unforgettable. Get ready to jump, play, and soar higher than ever at Sky Zone Biloxi.
Looking for your next ride? Get more at Matt Bowers Hyundai Gulfport. Every new Hyundai comes with Matt's lifetime powertrain warranty on top of Hyundai's America's Best warranty and owner assurance. No one on the coast offers more, so why go anywhere else? Visit us today during the Getaway Sales event happening now just off Lorraine Road north of I-10. Official sponsor of your Biloxi Breakers.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
Fly in for a daiquiri that scores every time. Mile High Daiquiris is an aviation-themed daiquiri shop and the official daiquiri of the Biloxi Breakers. Open 7 days a week and offering 15 refreshing flavors, jello shots, beer, and even a non-alcoholic daiquiri. They supply mobile daiquiris for weddings, birthday parties, and events. Only 4.6 miles west of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Grab your crew and come try the best daiquiris on the Gulf Coast where flavor takes flight. Become a frequent flyer at 1107 Cowan Road, Suite B, Gulfport.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
Recharge your body. Reset your mind. Revive your spirit. At Revive and Thrive, every detail is designed to elevate your recovery and well-being. Unwind in our serene salt therapy room and float suite. Awaken your senses with the benefits of cold water immersion. Then, step into a custom-built sauna featuring soft Himalayan salt lighting for athletes, adventurers, and anyone ready to unlock the power of recovery. Discover the difference at reviveandthrivems.com.
Coastal Prints is a brand new business on the coast specializing in screen printing, embroidery, and promotional items. Being local and with 30 plus years of experience, Coastal Prints carries all the hottest clothing brands and thousands of promotional items. Uniforms, workwear, hats, drinkware, coolers, tchotchkes, and much more. Coastal Prints will make your brand and logo stand out. Come see the new showroom on Seaway Road in Gulfport or visit coastalprints.com or call 228-COASTAL.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
When injury knocks you out, Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists will be there for you every step of the way. We are here to get you back in the game, back in motion, back to your life. Our elite team of orthopedic specialists will work side by side with you, educating you about your treatment plan, utilizing advanced technology, and providing you with a successful path to recovery. Bienvo Orthopedic Specialists. We will get you back.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players bump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can name. And the best game you can name is the good old hockey game. Where players dash and skates a flash, the home team trails behind. But they grab the puck and go bursting up and they're down across the line. They storm the crease like bumblebees, they travel like a burning flame. We see them slide the puck inside, it's a good old hockey game.
And we welcome you back ahead of period 3. We got a barn burner here in Biloxi. The Breakers trail the Zydeco 5-4 at home in the 7th meeting between these two teams. Wow. End-to-end action we had in period number 2. The Breakers once trailed 5-2, but 2 goals inside the final 5 minutes makes it 5-4. Let's take a quick look at how we got here with our game summary. Blake Keller, the former Breaker, with 2 goals in the first period, is 4th and 5th. Made it 1-0. Fischer tied it at 1 at 15:55 with his second. Then Keller scored again to make it 2-1 Zydeco. To the break we went. Shot 16-14 Breakers. Then Alexanian to open up period number 2, his 7th of the year on the power play. Makes it 3-1, followed by Don Heaven-Veilleux with the answer moments later. His 3rd of the season makes it 3-2. Followed by Jake Cox at 8:48 on the power play. The 3rd power play goal of the game for the league's worst unit. His 11th of the year makes it 4-2. Scott Chirac at 14:02 with his 7th of the year and first since the beginning of December. Makes it 5-2 Zydeco. And then Carter Thornton with the answer inside the final 5 at 15:41. His 6th of the year. Makes it 5-3. And then off a strong Carter Thornton forecheck, Trey Fischer scores again, his 8th of the year to make it 5-4. That's where we stand. Here's what our game stats look like. Breakers had all the penalty minutes, 16 of them in period number 2. 50 penalty minutes to 21. Zydeco 3 for 5 on the power play. Breakers 0 for 2. Shots should read 34-24 Zydeco, and the score, of course, is 5-4. Sometimes we get a little too excited going from one thing to the next. 20 more minutes. Breakers Zydeco. Pay-per-view entertainment here at Breaker Bay. Jake Cox off the opening faceoff, had it for a moment. It's flipped back ahead into the Zydeco end. Underway here in our half-shell Oyster House 3rd period. Devin Doback along with you on Breakers TV and on 106.3 FM Super Talk Mississippi. Cox taps the puck ahead. It goes all the way around into the corner, and another whistle at 19:36 for a faceoff. Brandon Lucchese out at the faceoff circle. Referee gliding in to meet him. Jake Cox, his opponent. Lucchese struggled on the draw tonight, but it only takes one. He ties it up there. It's won by Cox again. Sent out of the zone. Flanagan tried to use his foot to corral it, and it gets all the way down for another Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe icing. At 19:29 to go, another whistle. Shots in the 2nd period, 19-8 Zydeco, but each team scraping together 3 goals, and just like that, we're in the midst of a barn burner. Who wants to be a hero on Law Enforcement Night? Lucchese with a win this time. Heitzner shoots one, knocked down by Heath Ford. Thornton up to the point, for Spinelli. Down low, Lucchese disrupted behind the goal by Jake Cox, and it's sent back out to center. Declan Flanagan ahead for Heitzner, drop to Lucchese, through the circle, shoots over the net. Spinelli battling on the far wall. Kyle Heitzner as it escape up to Christo in the neutral zone. Christo up ahead to Lucchese. Lucchese gets to Thornton, but an offside call is issued with 18:56 to go. Draw comes to the dot outside the Zydeco blue line. Quick look at the Continental Division standings. These two teams separated by 3 games exactly. Monroe at the top after having their 18-game win streak broken by the Zydeco with 81, followed by Athens, then Columbus, Twin City, and PD. Breakers currently 8 games out of a playoff spot here and running out of time to make a push. It's going to take a lot of wins strung together quickly. Trey Fischer on hat-trick watch. Into the offensive zone, shoots. Deflects wide into the near side. Down low, Veilleux looking for Fischer all the way back up to the point. Mullins shoots. Wide on the stick side. Morissette harassed by Veilleux. Gives it away to Christo. His shot tipped in front. Fischer on the follow. Sniffing the hat-trick, and it goes wide. Fischer outside the far circle. Out to the point, Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk holds. Shakes the defender and shoots. Wide on the stick side. Fischer on the one-timer off the wall. Missed wide. And it comes all the way back towards Anton Borodkin. Closing in on the 18-minute mark here. 18:09 to go, and another icing. Shots 1-0 Biloxi here through the opening minute 51 of period 3. Trying to dig deep and snap their 8-game slide. Lucchese, another offensive zone draw. Each one proving to be more critical. Breakers trail by a goal. Zydeco win it again. Don Carter Jr. whips it out and all the way down once again. They say Spinelli had a chance to play it, so no icing. Marvin Powell gets a touch out there and another shift for him. More shifts tonight in his final game as a Breaker. With Law Enforcement Weekend coming to an end. The Ridgeland police officer specializing in special ops and DUI, soon to be a K-9 officer. And the former Mississippi Seawolf suiting up again out of retirement tonight. Quick shot from Spinelli goes up and into the seats. 17:38 to go. And another face-off will come. Lucchese playing with Heitzner and Thornton. Charlie Penn shuffling the lines in the locker room ahead of period 3. Has not been a formal fight here tonight. We had A.J. Schlepp and Matthew Bazarin early on in the game, but Bazarin given an aggressor penalty and kicked out of the game, or an instigator, I should say. Keller centering pass. He's got 2 goals here tonight. Cut off by Heitzner. Out at the point, Mietinen shoots into the ankles of Lucchese. He goes down in a little bit of pain. Back to his feet. Breakers with a turnover. Up ahead, Thornton overskated it. Heitzner now swinging down below the end line. Locked up by Heath Ford. Up ahead, here comes Ilner Madyarov, native of Russia. Back the other way, drops to Heath Ford. Ford with time and space, walks right in, shoots. Oh, what a save, Borodkin, the follow. Still held out. Ford thought for a moment maybe he had one. Anton Borodkin pulling out all the stops to make a critical save there and keep the lead at bay at 1.
Let's give it up for number 31, Anton Borodkin.
Mitch Arbaugh summoning an ovation for Anton Borodkin following that big stop to keep this game at 5-4. Little Phil Collins blares through the PA system here at Breaker Bay. Face-off is won by Baton Rouge again. They've controlled the dot. Ford in front looking for Chirac. Back on goal. Diving save, Borodkin. Recovering back into position, makes a critical stop. If Chirac had caught that pass, he would have had nothing else to do but throw it right into the empty net. Breakers dodge another bullet, and then Borodkin comes up big. Cox the other way, up to Scott Chirac, who finds Larwood in the neutral zone. On over to Trey Fischer. Fischer below the end line, stops for a moment and wheels it around for Connor Mullins. Mullins up ahead for Lucas Pikarczyk. Pikarczyk Gets into a collision with Tyler Larwood, and Katola will hold for a moment before sending it in deep. 20% of the way through period number 3. Breakers, Zydeco in a fun one. Zydeco with it now. Cox in front on the give and go with Morris set offline. Zydeco have blown a few golden scoring opportunities here. Ross Bartlett returns to the ice after being penalized for 12 minutes, first for a trip and then an unsportsmanlike conduct. We've had 3 misconduct penalties in this game, and all 3 are, unless I haven't seen much of Davidson in some time, but he was just given a misconduct penalty, so he should have been eligible to come back. Now they did give him a game misconduct for the elbow, so he was ejected in the first period. Also assessed a misconduct for unsportsmanlike. 15:37 to go. Your Love by the Outfield, the anthem of the Patriots in the fourth quarter. Coming in through the speakers this time. Patriots, Seahawks going at it. Super Bowl 60 tomorrow at 5:30 Central. I will be rooting with every bone in my body for those Patriots. Searching for ring number 7. Heitzner has his stick slashed in half off the faceoff and then had it shot into his back by Morissette. I'm not sure you're allowed to shoot another player's stick. That probably should have been a penalty, let alone whatever happened, maybe a slash on the draw. For now, we play on. Zydeco on the doorstep. It's Morissette picking up the pieces with Anton Borotkin sliding all around in the paint. It's put back on goal, and once again, the Zydeco come up with a big one, cushioning their lead back to 2 at 6-4 with 15:18 to go in regulation. A momentum killer for the Breakers. They were on their heels the last 3 minutes. Zydeco were looming for a goal with 3 golden opportunities. Finally, a big one for Bailey Morissette. His 5th is a member of the Zydeco, a big one. Now Blake Keller, run into by Fischer. He twirls around. Keller on goal, save Borotkin, and then Keller is run over by Marvin Powell. Referee's arms go in the air. Breakers are going to head shorthanded again. Alexanian. Centering pass shut off by Powell, and then Powell will touch up, and we're going to have a penalty coming against Marvin Powell for interference or a high hit maybe. Now Fischer on the near side locked up with Keller. Heath Ford and Marvin Powell getting acquainted. Ilner Madiarov steps into the mix. Former teammates Keller and Fischer getting into it here, and the Breakers will head shorthanded after the break. 6-4 Zydeco. We'll be back in a moment right here on Breakers TV.
Strength isn't built in a single race. It's earned, mile after mile, pedal after pedal, step after step. The same endurance that drives athletes to the finish line fuels the steady hands and sharp focus required in surgery. It's about resilience, precision, and commitment, in competition and in the operating room. Because true performance means showing up with excellence, no matter the arena.
Marvin Powell given a 2-minute penalty. Breakers shorthanded for the 6th time tonight. 3 goals on the power play already in the evening for the Zydeco. A 4th would be a killer. It's an interference call against Powell. Lighting up Blake Keller, who then got into it with Trey Fischer after the play. here comes Carter Thornton up ahead to Connor Mullins. Mullins will shoot it in deep, and that one will go up and out of play. Is it going to be a delay of game? Zydeco certainly thinks so. We will have to see. And it does look like Connor Mullins is going to be escorted to the box, and now a golden 5-on-3 power play opportunity for Baton Rouge. Not ideal for the Breakers. So here you go, your biggest test yet. Can you use it to create some momentum? Discipline has not been a problem for the Breakers the last month, but here tonight it has. And the Zydeco made it hurt. Kuznetsov walks in, shoots, and missed the net on the stick side. Out at the point again, here's Katola. On for Kuznetsov, back to Katola, top of the key. Katola for Kuznetsov, above the near circle. Coils to the high slot, down low, Chirac in tight, backhanding one in front. Stuffed on goal by Larwood and held by Anton Borodkin with 14:14 to go. Topeka has tied it at 2 late in the third period. As off the ensuing draw. Picked up by Carter Thornton, and he's able to muscle it out of the zone just barely off the backhand. Bailey Stevens settles it for Blake Keller. Public enemy number 1, mixing it up. Pair of goals for the former Breaker. Alexanian closing in, thought about this shot, closed off by Fischer. Out to Keller at the point. Across for Miettinen, down low. Held on to for a moment by Cox, now Keller escorts it back to Miettinen. Soft pass, just barely made it. And now he gets it back at the top of the key. Miettinen for Morissette, looking across, deflected out of the way by Fischer. He looks to run into Morissette and goes down. Now here's Alexanian, down low for Morissette. It across, they score. It's a hat trick for Blake Keller. Or no, that's Curtis Hansen. Curtis Hansen, the former Breaker, on the far side. One times the puck home. All of the former Breakers making it hurt here. Don Carter, Blake Keller, Curtis Hansen, and you can hear some cheers going on from Hansen's fiance's family, the Browns, who are natives of Biloxi, which is where Curtis and his fiance met. And so one of the penalties comes off the board. Zydeco still with a 5-on-4, now leading by 3. Things once again unraveling for the Breakers. Kuznetsov on over to Katola. Back for Chirac. Chirac down for Larwood. 4 power play goals is a season high for the Zydeco. And the most allowed by the Breakers in a single game. Out at the point, Katola on for Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, top of the key, shoots. Glove save Borodkin with 12:49 to go. Another whistle and a face-off. Still another 8 seconds before Connor Mullins is released. Breakers will make some last-minute substitutions. Back and forth we go. Breakers get a pair. Zydeco followed up with a pair, restoring the lead to 3. 7-4 back-to-back nights. That 7 goals has been scored against Biloxi. Borodkin with 34 saves on the night. Here's Hansen looking into the slot area for Alexanian. That's got to feel great for Curtis Hansen. His second as a member of the Zydeco. Had 3 goals for the Breakers. Or I believe actually just 1. 3 assists, excuse me. 1 goal and 4 assists, the official stat line. Up ahead the other way. Breakers back to full strength. Raven and Rose Tattoo penalty kill has been abysmal tonight. Now a turnover. Saucer pass for Alexanian off the tape of Morissette. Christo picks up the pieces, back across to his former college teammate Brendan Spinelli at Franklin Pierce. Bartlett angles it down low. Picked up by Don Carter Jr. Bartlett looking to blindside Carter Jr. Might have taken the brunt of that hit. Now Larwood, here he comes in all alone shooting, and a big save by Borodkin. Certainly looked like that one was going to trickle over the line. But a big save, Cox. Getting it down low, it's deflected by Christo through a couple bodies. Takes the puck through the middle, got to get rid of it though. Kuznetsov strong, forecheck, battling with Christo. Fights it up the wall for Pikarczyk, held by Don Carter Jr. Pikarczyk, relentless effort at the blue line. Sends it back out to center, and Larwood will play it across. 11:20 to go in period number 3 as Borodkin makes another quick save with 11:16 to go. Shots have all of a sudden become 44-26 Zydeco. Just another frustrating night for Breaker Nation. A game that showed a lot of promise several times, especially in the end of period 2 there. Now all of a sudden in period 3 has become unhinged. Marvin Powell below the end line. Saucer pass to Lucchese. Lucchese takes it back down into the corner across for Powell, who banks it back for Brandon Lucchese. Blake Keller outside the crease with the forecheck. It's dropped to Flanagan. Flanagan through the neutral zone. Shoots off of Stevens' glove and then off the crossbar and out. That would have been a pretty interesting way to pick up a goal for Flanagan. They all count on the score sheet. That one inches away from making it 7-5. Miettinen shoots it. Takes a funky bounce off the bottom of the wall. Borodkin elected to play it. Long shift for Marvin Powell. He locks up Chirac on the far side wall. Marvin Powell certainly still can play. Approaching the midway point here. Period number 3. Breakers trail by 3. Alexanian off a defender, gets it to Morissette. Morissette for a quick feed. Borodkin got run into by Mullins down low. Luckily the shot offline. Now here's Curtis Hansen getting the puck up to the point. Miettinen shot the rebound. Alexanian put it on goal. What a save by Anton Borodkin. This game stays at 7-4 as we go to break. For the 8th time tonight, Zydeco with back-to-back goals make it 7-4. The former Breakers making it hurt.
Every new Hyundai from Matt Bowers comes with Matt's lifetime warranty included. That's in addition to Hyundai's America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and Hyundai Owner Assurance. You get both warranties, making a new Hyundai from Matt Bowers an excellent value. Come visit us today during the Getaway Sales event at our new showroom just off Lorraine Road north of I-10 in Gulfport.
Shop smart, buy local. Matt Bowers Hyundai, Gulfport.
Ben & Jerry's is serving up true ice cream euphoria inside the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Biloxi. You're sure to find your new favorite among more than 34 flavors. Let us scoop yours in one of our freshly baked waffle cones. Ben & Jerry's at Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Biloxi, where euphoria awaits.
The great Eddie Money, the great and late Eddie Money. Take me home tonight. Breakers don't want to go home without a W. 8-game losing streak. Trailing by 3 inside 10 minutes to go, but Stevens has looked shaky with the shots at him. 22 saves on 26 shots for him tonight. Zydeco have all of a sudden boosted their total up to 44. It's felt like a very parallel game to yesterday for the Breakers. Hansen in front, down low, looking for Alexanian, got too cute. Morissette back up to the point, but Biloxi with more goal support here tonight. Just unfortunately, the shot totals continuing to decline as the game goes on. Can't play that full 60 minutes that they preach about. Mullins and Alexanian exchanging some heavy shoves. Puck held by Morissette, sent back down low. Hansen looking to dig it to the middle for Alexanian. Taken by Spinelli and Mullins. Back up to the point, but not out. No offside here. Alexanian across for Morissette. Down low, swing and a miss by Hansen on the doorstep. Almost had a multi-goal game against his former team. 9 minutes to go. Schlepp turns it over to Morissette. Morissette with time and space shoots off the blocker, Borodkin. Powell on the far side. Can't get it out. Now Chirac rocks and fires. That one hit Flanagan. He soaked that one and is slow to get to his feet, and now we'll head off to the bench. Gives Morissette a slash on his way there as well. Chad Bailey pleading with the officials for a penalty. Won't get it. We play on. Don Carter Jr. with inside 8.5 minutes to go. Jake Cox up ahead to Scott Chirac. And this one will be sent in, but no icing as Larwood wins the race. Nice collision between Christo and Cox. It comes out to Ross Bartlett. Bartlett charging the other way. Shoots off of Stevens and out. Katola around his own goal, avoids a check from Bartlett. Looked like a trip could have been issued there. Chad Bailey thought so, throwing his arm in the air and now letting the official know. Bartlett rubbed off this time by Katola. Comes around the wall to Christo, kept in by Flanagan. Flanagan shoots off the window. Fan flinched on the glass. Don't think I didn't see that. And Bartlett once again takes down a man. Another slash exchanged by Larwood as Bailey Stevens with an awkward bounce off the wall. Katola being stapled into the glass by Trey Fischer. What a game Trey Fischer's had, undoubtedly his best of the season. 7 minutes to play in regulation. Here comes Blake Keller. He's got 2 already. Finding it in front. A good opportunity goes to waste once again. Madiarov can't keep it in. Thornton with numbers the other way. Carrying it through the circle. Closed off by Heath Ford. Thornton to the high slot. Spinelli shoots one. Never got through. Fischer on the doorstep. Now Thornton shoots. Thought he scored, but Stevens keeps it out with 6:46 to go. A critical save from Stevens. Ciolik and Fischer knotted up in the blue paint, having to be untangled by the official. Now we'll get ready for another offensive zone draw. Thornton certainly thought he had his second of the night. But Bailey Stevens able to get to the post and pinch it. Puck bounces up and out. .646 to go in the third period. Some last minute changes once again for the Breakers. Off the draw. Sent back out to Lucchese. Thornton calling for it in front. He was all alone. Zydeco forced a turnover. Alexanian to his backhand. Closed off by Mullins. Good control there. Then in front they score. We'll see who it is. It's Curtis Hansen again with his second of the night. And the family's loving it here in attendance against his former team. His first multi-goal game of the season. Couldn't have come on a better date. Kurt Hansen makes it 8-4 with each of the last 2. And Biloxi can do nothing but shake their heads. The Zydeco with an 8-goal affair. That's their season-high goal total. Back underway with 6.5 minutes to play. A devastating third period for the Breakers, being outscored 3-0. Shots are 47-28 Zydeco. And this has got to be just a difficult pill to swallow for the Breakers. Guys that were released from their roster coming back to make it hurt and twist the knife. Puck's dropped again off the face-off. Morissette and Spinelli get locked up. Spinelli and Morissette doesn't want him. I'll tell you that for free. Morissette does not want to square off with Brennan Spinelli. Alexanian shoots one, popped up in the air, on goal by Morissette, and then he tried to trip up Pikarczyk. Referees say play on. Pikarczyk squeezes up the near side wall. Saucer pass gets through, but Heitzner has to chase down the deflection. Now around the wall, Don Carter Jr. looking to send it out. Alexanian across to Jake Cox through the neutral zone, flips it ahead to go chase. Spinelli locks up his stick. Cox thought he got high sticked. He goes down on the ice. Referees keep the whistles in their pockets. Now Fischer, the first one there. No icing. Bailey Stevens out of his cage. Able to play the puck. Cox lost his stick heading back to the bench. He's in some pain. And the puck will be sent down for an icing. A Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe. Icing with 5:15 to go. Offensive zone draw for the Breakers, chasing 4 with 5:15 to go. It's controlled by the Breakers. A.J. Schlepp mixing in a shift. Fabian Leonard tied up with Katola, able to fight it to Fischer. Fischer's backhander into the skates of Larwood. And sent out through Christo. Kuznetsov in a race for it. Borodkin out to play it. Flanagan, nice hit on Scott Chirac. Backhands it around. And now here's Declan Flanagan with it. Flanagan off the tape of Kuznetsov. A.J. Schlepp carries it out to center. Touch pass from Leonard finds Fischer. A.J. Schlepp visually upset as he heads back to the bench. Almost broke his stick on the boards. As we get another whistle, exactly 4:21 to go. We head to our final break of the night. Breakers trailing by 4.
The Mississippi Gulf Coast is where community and teamwork come together, on and off the ice. Foshi Residential is proud to support the Biloxi Breakers as they bring the heat to the rink this season. Foshi Residential manages 3 unique apartment communities along the coast, each offering modern finishes, resort-style amenities, and a location that puts coastal living right at your doorstep. Ready to find your community? Visit foshiresidential.com/Biloxi Breakers for more information.
At Superior Optical Lab, we're proud to be certified as a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business and to provide quality eyewear to veterans to whom we all owe our freedom. Thank you for your service.
.421 to go here, period 3. We got the sirens on the Jumbotron for Law Enforcement Weekend, trying to get the crowd to make some noise. Carter Thornton bickering with the Zydeco bench you see at the top of your screen there. Inside the final 5 minutes, Breakers got to be careful not to overcomplicate things and set themselves up for any suspensions. With the Topeka Scarecrows coming to town next Thursday and Friday, February 12th and 13th. It's our Mardi Gras weekend as Stevens holds on to that one. 4:09 to go, still 8-4 Zydeco. On February 13th, Friday night, first 2,000 fans at the south entrance will receive free Mardi Gras beads courtesy of the Lazy Oak and Ocean Springs, so feel free to come out and join us. Should be a fun game to catch as the Breakers look to continue their success. 3 wins against the Scarecrows this season in 8 meetings, and they'll be looking for another one in that 2-game set. Back underway. 4 minutes left in the third period. Another quick icing with 4:03 to go. It's just been a tough night for Biloxi. Quick look at the Empire standings. They look like this. Binghamton all the way at the top, 92 points. Then Port, Topeka, Blue Ridge, Danbury, Watertown, and Indiana. But that playoff race around the 5 seed will be a fun one to track in the closing couple months of the season. Hansen blows an edge. Thornton wins it to Lucchese. His quick shot. Pad save made by Stevens. 26 saves for Bailey Stevens tonight. Searching for just his second win of the season. His only win came on October 18th against the Monroe Moccasins with 36 saves on 37 shots. Final 3:30 of the third period. It's sent out to Flanagan. His shot. Glove save by Stevens with 3:24 to go. So it's been a long time coming for Bailey Stevens, as it looks like it's safe to say he'll pick up his second win of the year here. But October 18th, so long ago. October, November, December, January, almost 4 months. So about 100 days between wins for Stevens. This will be a great feeling for him. Connor Green and Ed Coffey have been the tandem for Chad Bailey for the majority of the season, but they've kept Stevens around, the 3-year Zydeco veteran, and tonight will be one that I'm sure he won't forget. With a bunch of teammates returning to Biloxi, able to pull out a win and put together a decent enough performance as Cox in tight shoots, save Borodkin. Cox centering pass rejected by Flanagan. Bartlett down in the corner. Cox tried to hip check him hard into the wall. Pikarczyk dropped to Fischer. Fischer through the legs, carrying on the backhand, looking down in front, and Don Carter wins it back. Chirac will shoot it in deep. First one there is Chris Stowe. Final 2 minutes and 40 seconds here in the third period. Cox in the neutral zone. Back for Katola. He's going to take his time with no pressure coming. Heath Ford back to Katola, D-to-D. Up ahead to Blake Keller. Keller slashed by Lucchese, gives it away. In front, Kuznetsov shot. Now Keller once again, a second effort. Can't get it on goal. Ford run into by Lucchese. Puck pops up and settled by Kuznetsov. He stuck his leg out to take down Fischer. Fischer got through it. His wrist shot wide on the glove side. Heitzner around the wall where Christo picks it up. Christo shoots. Rebound. Heitzner centers one in front. Lucchese pounding away at it, and finally it's sent out again. Borodkin will settle it down. Final 100 seconds of regulation ready to commence. Christo for Lucchese. Lucchese coils back into his own end. Across for Christo. Up ahead to Thornton. Touch to Christo. Christo looking in front for Thornton. Had a chance to redirect it on goal, and it hit him right in the boots. Morissette the other way. Got a goal tonight here in the third period. On goal again, right off the chest of Borodkin, and held 76 seconds to play in our Half Shell Oyster House third period. See if any other games have gone final around the league. Columbus defeats PD 6-3 at home. So they sweep the weekend after beating Biloxi 7-2 last night. And the Topeka Scarecrows come back from down a pair of goals to snap their 3-game losing streak with a 3-2 overtime victory. So Topeka overtime victors, Watertown overtime victors. Binghamton shuts out Indiana 5-0, the same score for the second straight night. And Biloxi, of course, trailing 8-4 against their division rival here in the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Final minute of regulation. Miettinen gets it back for Morissette. Popped up into the air. Miettinen looking to settle. Harassed by Veilleux in the logo at center. Veilleux will dump it in to go chase. Alexanian swings it around for Miettinen. Turned over to Spinelli. Spinelli in front. Veilleux there on the doorstep. Now picks it up. Centering pass is snuffed out. Final 30 seconds here in period 3. Across for Curtis Hansen. Hansen will dump the puck in. Spinelli will retrieve it. 15 seconds left. Shots are 51-33 Zydeco. Spinelli through center. Takes a slash from Cox and will dump the puck in. That should just about do it as Don Carter, the former Seawolf, will dump it out, and that will do it. The Baton Rouge Zydeco, led by familiar faces in different uniforms, are able to take down the Biloxi Breakers 8-4, fueled by a 3 unanswered goal third period. A decisive win for the Zydeco. They sweep the weekend for the first time this season, winning back-to-back games against, last night, the Monroe Moccasins, the best team in the Fed, and then here tonight against the Biloxi Breakers, who are statistically the worst on law enforcement weekend. A tough go through and through for Biloxi as they fall by a final of 8-4 here tonight. Curtis Hansen with a pair of goals, Blake Keller with a pair of goals against their former team, able to cruise to a victory. Keller named the third star of tonight's game. Curtis Hansen, the second star with 2 goals, and the first star is Bailey Morissette with a goal and 3 assists. Keller, Hansen, and Fischer having a quick conversation in the neutral zone. That's actually Kim Mietinen, excuse me. Marvin Powell with 2 tremendous games as a member of the Breakers. Ed Coffey gives a fist bump to Bailey Stevens as we close the book on this one. The Zydeco win it by a final of 8-4 over Biloxi here on the road. Final shot totals 51-33 Zydeco. 3 stars, Morissette, Hansen, and Keller. That will all but do it here from us in Biloxi. On behalf of my entire production team, my name's Devin Dobek, the voice of the Breakers, saying so long, and always remember.